Hey guys, Orly here from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Transit Workpack Pro 22 litre from Bellroy. This is priced at £225 and it is made from recycled resources such as plastic PET bottles and industrial nylon offcuts and also fishing nets. It is a weight of 1 kg and the dimensions are 48.5 by 34 by 14 in centimeters. You can get it in the stone color that I have here, the olive or black. So in terms of the shipping style, they have definitely just upgraded this, hence the Pro in the name, from their Workpack kind of range. I definitely feel like this has a kind of cleaner look to it in terms of like the material. It doesn't feel like it is prone to staining or anything, and just as soon as you get it, you can ultimately see how weather resistant it is, which is absolutely great, especially for those who do live in areas such as the UK or Europe that are used to more downfalls of the oil rain. I definitely love the little color scheme that they've got going on. Like the stone here is actually quite professional, but also a nice urban kind of feel to it as well. It also does hold flexibility. Unfortunately, it doesn't sit up by itself, which is pretty annoying because I'm going to have to hold it for the whole of this review. But moving swiftly on, with that kind of flexibility, it does mean then for that clamshell opening that you are able to kind of pack it out to its max. But it does have a firm, straightforward kind of back system here. So it means that when it is on your back, you're not kind of feeling the laptop compartment or any other elements that you might have within the backpack. So Bellroy do offer a 3-year warranty. They offer returns and they also offer worldwide shipping. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So in terms of the branding, you do just have a little bit of branding here on the front. This is definitely a lot better than their other branding on their Workpack. I just feel like this is a bit more secure, a bit more embedded and a bit more long lasting. That is on the front, and then you have the little oil embedded onto the straps. So externally you do have 2 pockets here. You've got one on this side which has a little hood. It's like a little bit of mesh. It would have been nice to maybe have a longer custom pillar, but I like the fact that this is kind of hidden on its side. They are YKK zippers, so that you know they are the best, and also all the zips are the same in terms of them being coated, which is really nice. If you open up this is just space. This is where you can fit in your umbrella or your water bottle. We are going to pack it up to see what we can get in there and just give you a wee comparison on sizes for that water bottle. Then moving on to the other side, it's kind of like a little hidden pocket as well. You don't really notice it unless you are from behind there, and then you do have a little hood as well for that one, and again the zips are coated. Then in this one, if you open it up, sometimes it gets a little bit stiff and can get caught, as you can see. So in terms of this side pocket, I actually can't get into it, and my partner's tried to open it. It's like the fabric stuck, but it's just not budging. So now it's stuck like this, which is absolutely fab. But in there is a key lash as well. It's just a shame that this is how it's kind of stuck. Hopefully, like over a period of time, maybe I'll be able to get it out. I can't because of injury to my wrists and things like that, but my partner did try, and that's just not budging. I'm afraid of ripping it as well, so I'm just going to leave it at the minute. But you do have a wee key lash in there, which is a nice touch, and there is still plenty of space once you do open up the pocket, and a nice little bright interior as well. And then you would close that up if it did close. Mine's is a little bit faulty. Then you do have this top handle that I really enjoy. It's cushioned, it's simple to the point. It's nicer actually to have that here than on the top, I find, because then it just goes with the rest of the look of the bag. So the top zip here and the back zip as well, they both have like these little custom pullers, which is really nice and a nice little touch. This top pocket here has a little bit of organization. I'm not a fan of these pockets just because they're definitely better than other pockets that I've seen from Bellroy. They have a bit more structure to them. I just don't find that I use especially pen holders. This one's grand because you can chuck in like your passport or phone, whatever you might feel that you can fit in there. This is a nice little discreet pocket here at the top, which is handy enough because it has like a little bit of meshy fleece to it, so you could even plop in your sunnies in there if you felt safe in doing so. And then the rest here is just space for you to kind of pack up. It actually runs fairly deep down, which is quite unusual for the top pocket here. So it runs down till about there. So you could definitely get a lot into that. Let me show you. About 13.5 inches there. And that is that pocket. Then moving on to the main compartment. Now you've got these 2 zips here. You can come from the top if you want to, like so, and go into the main body of the bag, or you have the option to open it up completely like so, and it kind of becomes like this little clamshell open suitcase organization. If you did want to pack this up even for like a gym bag, or you wanted to use it for travel, then you could do that. Okay, a few things to know. Coming from the water bottle compartment, which is on this side, it does eat into space a bit, which you'll see when we pack it up. You've got your air tag if you wanted to place it in there. It's quite discreet and hidden within the tag. Then this pocket comes from the back pocket here, so if you do fill that out, then it's going to take up the space as well. You've got these compression straps that have a magnetic close to it. Super secure, super durable, and a lot of stretch to this as well. And inside has a nice like color. I love how the colors complement each other. It's really nice, and there is a lot of space for you to pack up. Now on this side, you've got a little bit of branding here, and then you've got a really tough mesh pocket. It's really, really durable. This is great for if you are coming from the top as well, so you could just grab that instead of going into the main body of the bag. And then it has this little pillar as well. You can kind of see this like rolled bottom. Rather than it being like flat, it rolls kind of like so, and then that gives you a bit more flexibility here on the front. Very nice. And then we are moving on to the last part of it. So that pocket we were talking about, that's it there. Just handy enough if you have your laptop in here and you wanted to place a cable in there. Then you do have your laptop compartment here on the separate side. This is handy to just kind of pull with, maneuver and open it up. A little bit of opening here on the sides. I am going to give you a measurement. 16 by about 9.5, I would say. I have the MacBook here so we can check that out. That fits in grand. That is a 14-inch, so that just gives you a little bit of reference as to the length there. You do have a little bit more to give, and that is handy enough for going to the airport. You don't have to go into the main pocket. You can put your liquids here on front, have everything packed in the middle, and then just get your laptop out from the back. So moving on to the back system here, you have your straps that do have a little bit of curve. These are really well structured. They're kind of how they are. There's no real movement to these. There is a lot of cushion here with the padding. You've also got that on the back as well. You've got a line down the middle, which just gives nice airflow as well. And then you obviously have that luggage pass-through, which has a little bit of give to it as well, which is nice. The mesh is absolutely stunning, durable, and very, very comfortable. You also have this sternum strap that has that magnetic close, and you also have the dangle stopper as well, and these are rotational too, so that is super handy to just kind of get your own fit. And then you've got these easy adjustable kind of straps here. You've got your thumb puller here, and the hardware is lovely as well, and because it is that kind of silk seatbelt material, it just means it runs a lot smoother. Okay, let's pack her on up. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to place in the 14-inch MacBook here, place a charger here, base, close that up, then go to the main compartment. You can see that eats in here. We are going to go for a jacket, 2 books. I don't really need those compression straps, but it's handy enough if you are packing this for other things. Just to give you a little bit of a rough idea as to what you can get in there. Let's place these in as well. Glasses, passport. Oh, throw my cards in there. Spray there. Top pocket. Place in my phone, because I do still have a lot of depth there. Place in my headphones. As you can see, though, that kind of molds the shape of the bag. Not as flattering as I would hope, but just gives you a rough idea of the space. You could still definitely pack that up. Obviously this is stuck, but you can attach some keys here. Then Then you have space here. Let's see if we can fit this 500 ml. Just the lid's not gonna make it. So I've got a 250 ml. It's still a bit tight. Oh. There we go. And that is that. Let me give you a weight. About 5 kg. And that's that all packed up. Okay, time for a wee fit check, comfortability, and see how this feels on the female body. I do have to say, even with the backpack on with a thick jumper, I can still feel how tight and rigid those straps are. They're not the comfiest because it's like quite just structured. I feel like over a period of time that might loosen up. But in terms of like the mesh and everything, that's wonderful. Like I can feel that still on my back even with a thick jumper, and I can also feel the mesh on the straps as well. It's just that it just feels a little bit, if that makes sense. So with the sternum strap then, you have this rotational kind of system going on that I absolutely adore. I think we could have done with a wee bit more material just for the pure fact that that's that on me up here. And as you go lower down, the girls get squished and there isn't enough material to pull on here. So it would have been nice to have seen just a little bit more material here on the sternum strap. Otherwise, it is absolutely grand in terms of comfort. As mentioned, these don't really have like a curve to them. They're quite just structured how they are. They're not my favorite, but the mesh is lovely. So it's a little bit of mix and max there. I would have loved a little bit of curve around the straps. Like you can see the kind of thickness, but what is nice is that when you do implement the sternum strap, you're not getting that curve, like where there's a big gap that I found with some of the Stumble & Co products, their everyday backpack. I just noticed a huge gap whenever I implemented the sternum strap, whereas this is absolutely grand. Don't get me wrong, they are comfortable. It's just that they're very structured and I can feel that. It doesn't make it uncomfortable. It's just noticeable. This is what the backpack looks like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". Okay, for a wee airline test, this is the requirements for EasyJet here. This just gives you a little bit of reference. Of course, measure it up with your own airlines. Unfortunately, because of that kind of straight back system, it doesn't glide in for EasyJet. I definitely feel though if you felt confident enough in kind of shoving it in, then you could kind of get a little bit of wiggle room. And also if you wanted to attempt to maybe trying to get that, I don't believe you can, because sometimes you can get the hardware out of the back, because there is like a way to get access to that. I don't believe you can with this here one, so it's kind of just pretty much like this, which just means that you could go ahead and try and shove it in. It doesn't essentially fit the requirements, but it's going to be each to their own for that personal item. In terms of it fitting as a carry-on, you are absolutely grand for EasyJet. So the water test, I absolutely love this backpack for water weather resistance, because they've got the seams here all tapered tight so no water is seeping in, and also the water just bounces off this kind of material. The only moments is that handle there that might just take a little bit longer to dry, and the bits on the straps as well, but overall really great for water resistance. Okay, time for some pros and cons. So pros are definitely that I feel personally that this holds a lot more durability than their, let's say their 20-litre work pack that I have reviewed before in the kind of clay color. Just feels like that one, it's just a bit more prone to like staining and things, whereas this just feels a lot more like it can endure more activities. The other one was absolutely grand, don't get me wrong, the materials are great in that too. This just feels a little bit more rough around the edges in a good way. But now as we're used to seeing the key lash here on the top, I really like how they've implemented it on the side, so it's easier then when you do swing the bag around, you don't have to open up the full backpack or try and get to the top of the bag. It's just there as you need it. I do like the overall style, the kind of simplicity here on the outside, the nice kind of silhouette. It does complement the female body pretty well. Some cons to think about, it's just personal preference. I don't really like a pocket for my water bottle compartment, because then it just compromises the space on the inside. I do prefer mine to be on the outside. Also, it would be nice for travel purposes if we could see more anti-theft implemented in the backpack, especially maybe like lockable zips. That would be a shout. And also if you are coming from like top loading here, if you are kind of using that suitcase compartment, your stuff that you've packed in there can almost fall to the bottom sometimes. It just really depends on how full you are packing it. If you're just packing it for everyday carry, then and you're coming from the top loading, then everything can get a little bit lost, whereas if you are coming in from the clamshell opening, then it has a little bit more structure to it. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then want to consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a gander on Bellroy's website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any other bags, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching.